Our next performer, who's been wonderful, and she's coming on stage for the first time, and she's got this great Italian name. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy Lucia Bosco. Come on!
Wow. No one's here for me, obviously. So, my parents, they're off the boat Italian. And they're actually the ones who taught me how to speak English. I was the only 8-year-old on the playground going, "Hey, I want to play the freezer tag too!" They're like legit Italian. So I was always jealous of my very American friends growing up. I mean, I wish I had some of the things they had. They had things like a pool, a dog, jarred ragu. I had a hose, tomato plants, and I was the only one walking around my neighborhood with my rooster. So, we're old school Italian. And I remember one summer growing up as pets, I had over 75 rabbits. Somehow every night, one went missing. Ironically, every night for dinner, we had chicken. I'll never forget the first time my Irish sister-in-law came over. She didn't have a clue. And she walks in and she goes, "Ooh, it smells good." And she lifts the lid off the pot, and staring back at her was a goat head. She looks over at my brother and he's gnawing away at something. She turns around and she goes, "Is that a hoof?" Thinking quickly, I said, "Don't worry, it tastes like chicken." So we couldn't even do American holidays right. Thanksgiving, the main dish is lasagna. Turkey was a side. And one year my mom, she got fancy, and for dessert, she made rice pudding. My father was so proud of this pudding. He announced to the whole dinner table, "Hey, you know Mama, she make a good rice pussy." And then he said, "But your grandma's pussy was a better." So, I'm single. And I was on a date this past weekend. Nice guy. He took me to this really nice restaurant. I didn't eat all day. I was starving. I mean, I was so hungry. And I see my big ziti make its way to my table. And I was so excited I couldn't help myself. It's like I morphed into fat bastard. "Get in my belly!" I don't know why I never heard from him again. I hope I didn't eat him. So, I gave another date a try, and I met this guy off plentyofcreeps.com. And he took me to his house, the basement. I kid you not, it was like a medieval dungeon. There were chains and whips and swords. And he says to me, "Might I interest you in a medieval reenactment, my fair lady?" And I was like, I have an appointment for love. Go get the key to my chastity belt. So, recently I was sick, and I texted my boss that I'm not coming into work. And he says, why? What do you have? So I wrote bronchitis and a cold. But it auto-corrected to broken dildo. Thank God. He was understanding, you know? He wrote back, did you check the batteries? So I used to work at Z100, and my manager and I decided to prank call my dad on the air. Yeah. And my manager says to him, you know, your daughter was drinking, driving, she crashed one of our trucks. I want $2,000 by the end of the day. And my father says, I don't got that kind of money. And he says, all right, your daughter's cute. She likes to party. How about I take her to the Q Motor Inn, the Jungle Room? And my father says, and then we even. So I was at the car wash, and you ever notice how like 10 Mexicans jump on the car to dry it so you can get out faster? I love that. So when I go to pull away, all of a sudden I hear, lady, lady. I look in the rearview mirror, a little Mexican pops up from the back seat. At first I was startled, but then I thought, wow, he must come with the deluxe wash. So there's this homeless guy who stands outside the 7-Eleven by my job. And he was begging people for money because he was hungry. So I remember it was so cold that day because I was wearing my pink winter coat. And being the nice person that I am, I went inside and I bought a bagel and coffee. Came out, I gave it to him. He says, what is this? I said, it's a bagel and a coffee. And I turned to walk away, and he goes, I wanted money, you pink bitch. I turned around and I said, don't worry, I pissed in your coffee. So, growing up, naturally I had a strict curfew. 21 years old, I had to be home by 9 p.m. One night I was out at a party. 9:01, my cell phone rings. Well, where the fuck are you? Shit. So I rush home, I quietly unlock the door, take off my shoes, I tiptoe in through the dark house. The only thing I could see is the light beaming on the shrine to Frank Sinatra. And out of the pure black darkness, all I hear, you know my daughter no more. And I was like, Frank? It was my father. And you know, man, was he a hypocrite. Because 3 hours later, my brother walks in. And he says to my brother, hey, you get a nice pussy? Thank you, that's my time.
Lucia Bosco! Lucia Bosco! What does the sign say? It says, rice or pussy, $5. Wait, let me see the other. She says, oh, I owe mama. Oh, I don't know, I'm not Italian. It's Italian language is very strange to me. Oh.